Okay, this is 5101 Magazine Street. This is about 2 blocks away from Oswald's home. And today it's called Henry's Bar. Back then it was called Crone's Bar. And the legend is that Oswald, when he lived 2 blocks away from here, he and his wife would come to this bar and eat, drink, whatever. They were occasional patrons of this bar. There was an attached grocery store that they would also frequent as well. Here's the legend. After he was arrested downtown, we talked about this story in another video, for handing out those flyers and having that altercation with Carlos Bringuier, he by himself came into Crone's Bar. By the way, Crone's Bar was the name of Henry's wife's family who started the place in 1900. So originally it was called Crone's Bar, and then it transitioned to Henry's Bar. And anyway, this is after he'd been arrested. You remember DSU had come and filmed the whole thing, and he knew he was going to be on TV. So he came down to Henry's Bar and he plopped down. He told the bartender to turn on the TV so he could watch coverage of himself, the story about his arrest on the local news. Henry told him, no, we only turn the TV on in this bar for sports. You know that. So Oswald got angry at him, and Henry threw him out. And Oswald made a big scene, and he said something to the effect that the whole world is against me. He told that to Henry, allegedly. And then Henry made him leave. This was corroborated. Henry later testified that that's exactly what happened. That Oswald came to his bar, wanted to watch the news of his own arrest, and when he wouldn't let him, he stormed out, or Henry made him leave, whichever, and he threw a fit on his way out. So this is just another case. Oswald always did things that were public and that made a scene and left a paper trail. So here's another case where he, in his neighborhood, he'd already left quite a trail downtown. But now here in his neighborhood, in order to sheep dip himself further, he made a scene in a public location right around the corner from where he lived. This is all in an effort to create this dossier, or this cover story, that's going to be pretty convincing after he's arrested for the murder of JFK, this pro-Castro sympathizer. And all of these people are going to come out with their testimony subsequent to his arrest, and it's going to paint a real damning picture of Oswald. Now, he didn't do any of this of his own volition. He was acting out the instructions he was given by his handler, Guy Bannister, and the CIA. They were telling him to do these things. He'd done this forever. If you study Oswald's past, when he first got recruited into the CIA, they told him to act overtly Russian. And so he acted Russian when he was in the Marine Corps, because his next mission was in Russia, and he needed to have that Russian cover. Now his next mission is going to be either to be the patsy in the JFK assassination, or the patsy in Castro's assassination. Either way, he needs cover. So half of his job here in New Orleans is to act as an anti-Castro agitator, so he could be the patsy if Castro is assassinated, or a pro-Castro sympathizer, so he could be the patsy if JFK is killed. And of course, all of this is being orchestrated by his handlers.